Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's time for the aftermath, where it has finished West Ham United 1, Aston Villa 1 at the London Stadium on the final day of the 2019-20 Premier League season. Aston Villa have now stayed up and secured their Premier League status with this point. West Ham could have sent Villa down had the Hammers won. Bournemouth won by beating Everton 3-1 and Watford lost 3-2. Those results mean that Watford, Bournemouth and Norwich are all confirmed as relegated this season, and Aston Villa survive to fight another day. Overall impression of the game was that West Ham lost their intensity in the second half. Villa scored, but West Ham bounced back, and there was a lot of aggression on West Ham's part, and I mean that in a bad way because the Hammers were giving away a lot of careless free kicks and a lot of possession based on fouls and bad positioning. Before the game started, it was announced that Declan Rice had won the Hammer of the Year award. It's been very well deserved because he's been solid all season for West Ham, and he's just been a joy to watch. He's kept West Ham up. I do say this, had West Ham not had Declan Rice, I think they would have gone down and possibly even finished 20th in the league. Angelo Ogbonna was in contention as well to win the award, and I wouldn't have minded either way if it had gone between Rice or Ogbonna, because Ogbonna's been a solid part of the defence as well. He's been another reason why teams have found it at times tough to break us down. But other than that, I will just say congratulations to Declan Rice, very well deserved award. Okay, so now I'll go into the team lineup. The one change was that Masuaku and Cresswell were out, and Ben Johnson started at left back. He's naturally a right back, but playing him at left back was a chance to see if he could be a dual threat player. And I have to say, to summarise his performance, he was outstanding. He made some good tackles, he was very versatile, and he was pretty solid overall. That lad has got a really bright future at West Ham, and you can see how important it is to keep him in the team. I was sad to see Ngakia go, but Johnson's here. He's staying for another 2 years, and I'm really happy that he's getting first team football. He's proving his worth for sure. This game, I think, was crying out for West Ham to have two up top and actually give it to Villa. Antonio started as a lone striker again. I would have gone with Antonio and Allaire just to give each other a little bit more of a helping hand. I think that West Ham needed a little bit more power in the first half. Antonio on his own did have that with his physical strength and his marking and his positioning, but we just lacked goals. Fredericks had a pretty decent first half, I must admit. Fredericks was making a lot of good runs. He made a really good run within the opening 10 minutes, and he was attacking a lot. And that's the type of thing we need to see from Ryan Fredericks. We need to see him actually go forward more and use his pace. I still would get rid of him, having said that, because I think he has been quite sloppy and error-prone, even before Project Restart. One major chance that West Ham had in the first half was that lovely ball that found Antonio, and he struck it, and it went just wide of the post. And I was out my seat jumping, thinking that had gone in, and I was like, oh, how was he missed? Because he did it against Burnley. He got into such a good position, took the shot, and it went a whisker wide. And in hindsight, had that goal gone in, it would have sent Villa down. So Villa fans, I'll say this now, you can count your lucky stars that Antonio did not score that. He was very much through on goal. All he had to do was just nail it. And he missed. I would say that Villa had started to attack a little bit more towards the end of the second half. West Ham had to hold them back a bit. Grealish had a shot which went straight at Fabianski. Fabianski wasn't really tested by that effort, but it was a sign that Villa were trying to make a mark on the game because it meant the world to them to get a point at the very least. They had to threaten more and keep everything tight in their end. Because I think Villa's intentions were to at the very least play out for that draw and go all defensive. My big issue with the first half was that West Ham were being very aggressive and rough with all the tackling, and it was giving away the ball to Villa. Villa were winning a lot of set pieces and free kicks and throw-ins because of that. And our defenders were really crunching in to Villa players. Antonio was being particularly rough. He was booked and he wasn't showing any signs of calming down. And I think that's one of the reasons why Moyes bought Antonio off. Antonio was being very rough, like I just said, and a double yellow would have had a severe change on the game. I will go and talk about this as well, now that I've just mentioned the sub. Before the second half started, Haller and Yarmolenko came on, and off came Antonio and Bowen. When Antonio and Bowen came off, i.e. the two cornerstones and two catalysts in our attack, West Ham's intensity levels dropped. And I noticed that straight from the off. There wasn't a lot going up forward for us. And if anything, Villa started off that second half quite brightly because they had all the ball in our box and were testing our defenders. Fredericks was poor in the second half, actually, and I praised him in the first half. He didn't really show for much in the second half. If anything, Ben Johnson did all of Fredericks' work. So kudos to Johnson. I don't understand wholeheartedly why Fredericks should stay on. Part of me says that, okay, he offers a little bit with his pace, but what does he do as his fundamental job as a defender? Not a hell of a lot. I think right back is definitely one position that needs filling. Because if we don't, it's all reliant on Johnson. Declan Rice was obsessed with long shots throughout this game. He didn't need to strike from distance because he kept going off target. His final off-target chance of that game was unnecessary. Lanzini was literally next to him. Fornals was there. He could have just passed it. And no, he decided to try from distance and it went horrifically wide. In fact, I'm over here in Canada. I just heard something hit the house. I think it was Declan Rice's shot. He's lucky he didn't actually go into orbit, otherwise it would have become another planet. I mean, why did he have to go so high on that when he's got options around him? I'm glad that he's won Hammer of the Year, and I'm glad that he's contributing to the team. He's really important for West Ham, but he doesn't need to do stuff like that in a game. It's bad decision-making on his part. With less than 6 minutes left in the game, Aston Villa took the lead from a very, very tight angle. Jack Grealish had a pretty flat game, and as of recent, he hasn't been scoring a lot of goals, but he did score and broke the deadlock at London Stadium. Fredericks is trying to mark Grealish. He does so okayish, I guess. Grealish finds the shot from a tight angle and rips it through Fabianski and into the net. Fabianski takes the step to the right, realises that the shot's going the other way, and goes back to his left. It was similar to his positioning against Chelsea when Willian scored that free kick. Fabianski's little one step took half a second off of a chance to go the right way, and that's why Villa scored. And it was a big goal for Villa. Their fans were going absolutely crazy on the live stream when I was watching it on TV. The fans are really happy, but then West Ham equalised. Ange Yarmolenko's deflected effort goes into the bottom left-hand corner. It took a really wicked deflection. It looped over Pepe Reina and in. I would say, I know that Fabianski has just been slated by me for his positioning, but Reina was no better. He was off his line, and he was no way he was getting that ball when he jumped. Just how high it was. I actually think that the ball deflected off Grealish. It came either off of Grealish or I think it came off of somebody like Marvelous Nakamba. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to recheck that. But if it came off of Grealish, that could have been like the game-changing moment had West Ham scored another goal. But yeah, that was bad positioning from Reina. Not saying it let Fabianski off, but it made the game 1-1 and everything was in the balance again. And it was hearts in your mouth time for Villa. The game finished 1-1 and I had mixed emotions about the result. I do think that Moyes did not do the right thing by taking off Antonio and particularly Bowen, because West Ham's attack just looked a lot softer without those two players. It was like a Pellegrini second half, really, in all honesty. As for the overall result, a point's good because it means that West Ham finished the season unbeaten. But at the same time, Villa were there for the taking. West Ham should have had two up top to really give it to them. You know, add that little bit more firepower, have another striker option to go through their defenders. We didn't do that. Haller was very quiet in the second half. Anderson came on, he did nothing. Lanzini had a shot with the free kick that didn't come to anything. The substitutions overall were not awful, but the players who came on didn't do a hell of a lot. Frederick should have come off in my opinion, but who was there to replace him as a backup right back? Nobody. So that's why he couldn't come off. I'll also go and talk about the new kit as well, whilst I'm at it. That new kit looks really, really nice. I love the colour on the sleeves, the overall design of it, the claret as well. It's better than this season's kit, that's for sure, and the colours just don't look too busy. My only one criticism is the away kit. I don't really like the big sponsor here and the lines so far apart from it. If anything, just get rid of those red lines and just keep the sponsor as it is. But the home kit looks really nice. I have no complaints about it. And it was an opportunity for the players to showcase it for the first time. Thank you very much for watching the final aftermath of the regular season. It's now time to focus on the Anvil and transfer news. I'd also like to say to West Ham fans who've been watching my channel over the last month or so, big thank you to you all. And for those who have subscribed, another big thank you. It's good to see that people are taking an interest in these videos, and I enjoy sharing them with fans and getting feedback as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content. I'll see you all in September when the season resumes.